Okay, so we've just parked, and we're gonna walk down this trail here. It's like not very far, but then we get to the bayou, and we're going to go off into the woods and search for these alligator nests. And I'll let you know the reason why later, I guess.
Alligator, turn on your radar and your radio so we can dance all night long. Oh yeah.
We're going to Armand Bayou, and this portion of the walk is essentially just through a park, but it heads directly towards Armand Bayou, which is like the only, well, one of at least the only natural watersheds left in the Houston area. And of course, that's not to say that it hasn't been altered in some sense, but we're getting up to the sign I wanted to show you. So this is what we affectionately call the gator pond, just because sometimes we see gators in it, but usually it's more turtles. And I think you can probably see that egret over there. Okay, this is my favorite sign. I don't know who this sign is for. Some are predatory. Well, we know some are predatory. If you don't know that there's alligators here, I don't know. I don't know what you're doing living here. So it's the end of the park, and you see there's woods. But if you look this way, behind me, is a trail. And it goes off into the woods, and we're going to find out where it goes. I've never actually been down there. But I've looked on Google Maps, and it leads up the bayou, or at least these woods do. So we're going to check it out. It took a lot less time than I thought. But I've already run into one of these suckers' webs. I'll turn it around so you can see. Maybe. Can you see that guy? God, he's disgusting. It's called banana spider. They're like orb weavers, but they're all over this place. I ran face first into that guy's web. Oh God, we gotta watch out. That's why I have, in part, why I have this stick to clear the way. So I'll just have to start swinging in front of me. Gross. Okay, guys. So this trail appears to lead off along the bayou, which is good, which is what we're looking for, to stay close to the water's edge, because that's where we're gonna find gator nests. So in terms of gator nests, what we're looking for is basically this big heap of brush. They collect brush and mud and heap it up into this, 2 to 3 foot tall mound, which they then lay their eggs. They should have laid their eggs at this point. It's early July, or they'll be laying their eggs. But they probably built a nest several months ago. So the concern is, obviously, Mama Gator is, not going to be super happy if we're near her nest. So we're not going to get close if we find one. We'll get close enough to film it. And I'm looking for it for a specific reason, which is I want to see if eventually you can find them on thermal imaging. I don't know if you can. So it's so close to regular ground temperature, like 29 to 35 degrees Celsius. 35 is really on the high end, but ground temperatures here get, 29, 30 degrees, and water temperatures kind of fairly similar down here in southeast Texas. So whether they'll stick out, I don't know. But listen for hissing. Hissing's like really good indicator we're pissing somebody off, an alligator specifically. So I'm proceeding pretty quietly and slowly for a couple of reasons. I've never found a gator nest before, and I don't really want to miss one, walk right by one. The other reason is, we're right by the water's edge, and there are quite a few alligators in Armand Bayou. So I don't really want to stumble on one by accident. It's raining and it's quite loud in here due to the rain, so I don't want to not hear it if it's giving me a warning and then trip over it and get eaten. I would regret that. So we're going to be pretty careful and I'll let you know how things go. So the path is starting to peter out a bit. Up there. You see we're still right along the Armand Bayou here. And I don't know how much further we'll go. Well, we'll see. We're going to keep going for now. I haven't seen anything. I think this is basically the water's edge here. There's greenery, at least. This is a tidal estuary, actually, so it rises, you know, 1.5 feet with the tide, rises and falls. Yeah, you see just all the garbage. A lot of this is probably from Harvey. All this was flooded, I'm sure, from Harvey. And we got 47 inches of rain, like almost right here. Okay, so we might be at the end of our path here, end of the road. See those? I don't know if you can see that actually. Yeah, a blue blaze on the tree right there. There's blue and white blazes that have marked this whole trail, and I don't see anymore. And we're pretty much up against the bayou at this point. I don't see any way. We go into the woods, but then we're leaving the water. So we'll look for a few more minutes, but I'd really like to find this alligator nest, or an alligator nest. I haven't seen any, so I'll let you know what we decide. We might go up the other way, but this was the most promising side to me on the map, at least. So, all right, we'll catch up with you in a second. I see we're right along the bayou here, and there could be alligator nests anywhere in there, anywhere. I would never know. Stuff's 6 foot high or better. I'm not going to go tramp around through that. We'll go up here a little bit. Just a touch up here. I think this gets pretty moist. And I don't really want to... I want to be able to see anything again. There's no way I would get eaten alive by an alligator, probably. See how thick it is. How on earth are we supposed to find an alligator nest in this? I don't know. I really don't. I don't see how it's possible. So, we're gonna head back for now, I guess. That's disappointing. I mean, we could have walked by anything. We could have walked by 5. I would never known in that stuff. Take a nice look at the bayou as we go. But, so I'm in Bayou, like I said, one of the last natural watersheds, or fairly natural watersheds, in the Houston region. Although, you can see how much water there is right now. And it didn't used to be like that. It used to be that, most of that water area used to be, we're going up into the woods a little bit here. Used to be marsh, and then bayou just kind of meandered through it. But when we moved down here in Mass, we drew groundwater, especially I think post-war, World War II. We drew a lot of groundwater out of the ground and actually sunk the ground down. So now we have, the bayou's more of a lake. It's still good for alligators and egrets and herons and fish and all sorts of stuff. But it's not, it's still altered, but not intentionally by humans. In Houston, they've actually channelized a lot of the bayous. We're known as the Bayou City. I don't know if you knew that. But they channelized a lot of the bayous. Like Horsepen, I was walking down Horsepen yesterday through the woods trying to find alligator nests. But what I think the deal with that is, we've gotten a lot of rain, like I mentioned, and it goes up 6 feet, more. Harvey, it went up, 14 feet or thereabouts. But it goes up very, very quickly, and so I think it's not ideally suited for alligator nesting. Where here, Armand Bayou, and Horsepen leads into Armand Bayou, but in Armand Bayou, the water level, rising and falling is a lot less dramatic than Horsepen Bayou. So I think it's a little safer for them to build their nests close to the water. They don't run the risk, or as much of a risk as the nest getting drowned out during rains. Like this. Some of the areas already gotten 3 inches of rain today, which is quite a bit, obviously. So, yeah, that's that. It's really frustrating. I thought for sure we might have a shot of finding an alligator nest, but apparently not. I don't know, maybe we'll go the other side now, but my phone's getting pretty wet. And I'm getting wet, and while I have a raincoat on, I'm sweating because it's so darn humid, so I'm wet inside the raincoat as well. Alright, over and out for now. Okay, I'm calling it a day. It's kind of disappointing, I know, I'm sorry. But you can see how wet it is through here. It's starting to get really thick with Yopon, and there's poison ivy. And I'm wet, I've been out a while. So, we're gonna call it a day. Although Yopon, which is this, you can see that's Yopon. It's a type of holly. It's like a scrub, bush, brush. It's all over the place here in Southeast Texas. Ranchers and farmers, they cleared acres and acres and acres of it. Creates grazing pasture for their cows around here. Yopon is the only plant that occurs naturally in North America that has caffeine in it. And it's got similar caffeine levels to tea. The leaves do, and you can make tea out of it, and people do make tea out of it. So, there you go. Yopon tea. I'm gonna go back and have some coffee though, which is better than tea. So, anyway, we're gonna go back. Yeah, see, this is all Yopon brush behind me. And there's the bayou there. Okay, so I can at least show you an alligator. We're back at the park, and you know how we called this, I said this, affectionately call it the alligator pond. Well, oh, there it goes. See, it just jumped in the water. Damn. It didn't like me. We're not gonna get too close. We're gonna see if it pops up again. There, see it? See it in the water there? His head popped up. Let me go a little closer. He's gonna go back under. He doesn't want me to be here. He was sitting right on that causeway. There. There's his head right there. He's a pretty good size one. Not huge. But you see him? Sinking down. He doesn't want to see us. I don't know if you can see him on the camera. Oh, there's his eyes. He's going under. Okay. Well, hopefully you guys saw it. I need a zoom camera so you can see that. Let's go. We saw an alligator. It's a half win. Okay. Moderate success. I don't know. Didn't find a nest, but saw an alligator.
When words that you don't know are spoken,